उसका डिस्प्ले टूट गया है।
डिस्प्ले टूट गया?
हाँ कर्व स्क्रीन। हाँ
जी।
So is this one company that has made a lot of buzz? I mean, not this. Like really good buzz. It is the Motorola Edge 50 Pro, and ever since the video dropped, the audience seems to be divided. Some people absolutely love it, like great camera, IP rating, wireless charging, Motorola. Well, that's not a pro. And then there's camera lag, Snapdragon 7 Gen 3, UFS 2.2 storage, no updates. Like, well, that's a lot. So we guys asked you questions, like best interesting questions. And just like Amol and 200 other people, even I wanted to know, will this phone be worthy enough after 6 to 8 months? Like, this is one of the very few super long-term review that we want to do. And unlike regular reviews, we won't bore you with the specs. Like, it's here. This is it. But the table that you need is the good, the bad, and the ugly. And those are much important. But before we get to the cons, the build on this phone is better than what I expected. Like, the color of the phone pops out amongst all black and white phones, and people do ask, like, what phone is this? And I personally drop things, and while daily driving, I have bumped it, dropped it, scratched it, but the phone is still in good condition. The frame is metal, actually aluminium, and it has zero damage. Now the back is vegan leather, and vegan leather is prone to scratches and might even tear if you keep the phone along with keys in your pocket. Like, see, if I just move the key over the back, there's nothing happening. But if I press and scratch it, see, there are minor tears in the surface. Now if I do the same with, suppose, a glass back phone, see, you wipe it off, it just disappears. Now a lot of people don't know, glass is harder than these type of metals, so glass back doesn't scratch much. But having said all of that, if I could rate the build and in-hand feel of this phone, I would give it a solid 9/10. It's great. And again, when you turn the phone around, this curved display seems to be a trend in 20 to 30,000 phones. Now the display looks fantastic. If you hold it like this, it feels like you're holding all display in your hand. And there were huge amount of questions for glass protection, like why is no one talking about it? Now officially Motorola doesn't say what is the exact glass protection, but multiple sources say it is Corning Gorilla Glass 5. And Tron had the most interesting question, like, this is a POLED display. In simple words, POLED is made by LG, uses plastic, different from normal Samsung AMOLED display. So we picked up a S21 FE which had a Samsung AMOLED display and is in the same price range. Now if you see, the Samsung has a slight bluish tint at the bottom, but it is much more on the Moto because of the curved screen. So like every screen has a slight bit of tint, with some it is less and some it is more. So see, each display can be tuned different by every company, but generally POLED and AMOLED don't have much of a difference for the end user. Now two small things that I noticed while using the phone daily. First of all, there is no pocket mode in Motorola. Like, if I cover the phone like this and then I start using it, see, the phone touch still works. For example, this is Note 4. If I do the same with it, it just stops operating and says it's in your pocket. And curved screen usually have problem of false touches. So at times when I picked up the phone from my pocket and it had multiple keys pressed automatically in the pin trial mode, like Motorola should really implement pocket mode. And number two, getting a tempered glass for a curved display is a task. So I've always heard that Motorola doesn't get good accessories or spare parts in offline market. So we are here to check out that whether you can get a tempered glass for the Edge 50 Pro. Let's go. So for curved screen these days, they use UV applied scratch guard or UV applied tempered glass, and he asked us $350 for this, and we negotiated really hard to bring down the price to 300 rupees. I can't bargain. But two interesting things in this. First of all, they use UV lights to dry out the UV glue, and the fit and finish, if you can see, of the tempered glass is pretty good, like not bad. This is better than what you used to get 2-3 years ago. And second thing, the UV glue that they use actually seeps out and goes into your ports. Like you can see, it goes into the back of the phone, which is harmful for the ports because this can actually damage your warranty. So if you are getting it applied in the offline market, please make sure that they don't put liquid inside this thing, or ask them to just tape it up and apply the tempered glass. Overall, I feel the options for scratch guard or tempered glass now in offline market has gotten pretty good, since all the budget and mid-range phones now have a curved glass. Expensive though. Now another small portion that a lot of people don't know, what if this display breaks? What would be the cost of replacing it? So now we'll call Motorola Service Center to know the exact price of replacing a curved display on this Moto Edge 50 Pro. Hello, Motorola Service Center?
जी गुड आफ्टरनून सर।
हाँ, मेरा जो Moto Edge 50 Pro है उसका डिस्प्ले टूट गया है, तो आप एक बार मेरे को कॉस्ट बता देंगे उसके स्क्रीन रिप्लेसमेंट की?
कौन सा मॉडल है सर आपका?
Edge 50 Pro।
डिस्प्ले टूट गया?
हाँ कर्व्ड स्क्रीन। हाँ
जी सर, 11,000 के आसपास।
11,000 के आसपास। 11,000 rupees. That's like 1/3 cost of this entire phone. So curved screen does look good, but replacing it is expensive, which is something that you should keep in mind. Now, in case you want to know about other Motorola spare part prices, there's a link that we'll put in the description. You can check that out and make sure you subscribe while you're checking out the link. Rest, the experience is good. There's no HDR support in Netflix, but again, for the price, I still found the display to be 9/10. And this thing I particularly liked about Motorola. See, every year there are some flagship features that come to 30,000 smartphones, and Motorola is one of the first to do this. Like, this phone comes with IP68 water resistance, so I was very casual with it around water. Now I know, if your phone gets damaged by water, no matter what IP rating you have, there's no warranty. But I see IP68 as peace of mind. If you accidentally drop your phone in water or get trapped in rain, you know that the phone is at least safe. Also, you get 15-watt wireless charging, but here's the funny part about it. Motorola's official website says that the phone supports 50-watt wireless charging. Yay, great. But that's with Motorola's 50-watt turbo wireless charger. But fine, here's my money. Give me the wireless charger.
Pratik, Motorola doesn't say wireless charger in India.
Yes. Well, this charges at 50 watt, but I can't buy the charger that charges this at 50 watt. Now, you can also wirelessly charge other TWS or even other phones. Now, of course, this is a smaller 4500 mAh battery, so you won't get much chances to charge other phone. But good feature to have in emergency situations. Now, speaking of charging, there is one huge difference. If you buy the base variant like us, you get 68-watt charger in the box, which charges the phone 100% in about 45 minutes. But if you buy the higher variant, you get 125-watt charger. And what I noticed is, while charging with 125 watt, the phone gets really hot. It's so hot that you cannot use it while charging. So either skip the 125-watt charging or just turn off this charge boost option in settings. And so far it seems like this is the smartphone to get under 30,000. Like, yay! Best phone! But this opinion changes when we get to camera. Like, the H50 Pro, when works, takes phenomenal photos. Like the HDR, even the poppy colors looks good. Even the portrait mode lets you take multiple zoom levels, and the edge detection and everything is really good. And a lot of people wanted us to compare this with S21 FE. Like, interesting. So we also put in OnePlus Nord 4. And if you look at the photos, the colors on the Motorola are much more saturated than Samsung. But again, photos are good. The only thing is the OnePlus phone is not consistent with colors. Also, the 10 megapixel 3x telephoto camera that you get on the H50 Pro is pretty rare in this range. Like, side by side with the S21 FE, it is good. Motorola has worked really well on camera this year. But the key here is the camera is good when it works. And here's where the story goes downhill. Like, it's bad. The camera app stutters quite a lot. You take photos and sometimes these photos come out blurry. Sometimes the HDR fails. And even after you take a photo, see the amount of time the phone takes to process one photo. At times, when you take a video, there are frame drops in the video due to processor lag. It's like Motorola took all features of a Mercedes, the entire body, AC, everything, and paired it with a Maruti Alto engine. I think this can be better with future software updates, but I don't think this can be fixed permanently. On a brighter note though, what has been fixed from previous years is software and update. Now, this runs Motorola's new Hello UI. It has tons of features now. My favorite is Smart Connect. You can basically get Apple ecosystem features on this phone. My favorite feature is you can use a smartphone as a webcam for calls. Like, this is my potato laptop webcam footage, and then this is my smartphone footage. And another complaint which people had from Motorola is updates. So in the past 5 months, it has gotten 3 updates. It is currently on July security patch, which is a good frequency for 30,000 phones. Also, a few things that mostly no one talks on the internet. Most Motorola features like camera, Smart Connect, family space are apps in Google Play Store. So suppose Motorola wants to improve the camera or offer a software feature in Motorola app, they don't need to send a OTA or software update. They can simply update it via Google Play Store. But having said that, this is again early for Motorola. Like, this update situation to get better will take time. Recently, we covered Motorola's flagship foldable from last year. It was still on Android 13. So at least don't buy this phone because you will get 3 years/4 years of software update. Now, one thing which I found to be meh is performance. This comes with Snapdragon 7 Gen 3, 8GB RAM, 128GB UFS 2.2 storage. Now, app openings and closing, the animation, day-to-day usage is fine. Even the network connectivity is strong. If I run a 5G speed test side by side with Nord 4, you see it has more or less same speeds. Even I played games on it. The frames being metal do heat quite a lot, but there's no app crash or lag. However, this processor is not the best in this range. Usually you get Snapdragon 7 Plus Gen 3 in Nord 4, which is much more powerful than this. So overall, after using this phone for 2 to 3 months, I feel it's not the best in anything, but quite good in everything. It's a very good solid phone from Motorola, and you can get it for 27 to 28,000. Get it because it's a good overall phone, good camera, etc. But if you want performance, split screen, multitasking, gaming, I feel iQOO Neo 9 Pro is a better option. Or if you want long-term software updates, I still feel Nord 4 is a good option, and OnePlus has a good history of updating their phones. On that note, this is Pradeep signing off. Like the video, this took a lot of time for us to make, so if you're still here, like it. I'll see you in the next one. Pew pew pew.